Yo, what is up guys, Genius X here, and today we have our round, I forgot which round this is, but round something game against MX King, which is Tin. Now, Tin is a person that has replaced Finn of our league, so it is quite confusing, but as you can see from the team preview, he bought Mega Diancie, Volcanion, Rhyperior, Mew, Shaman, and Salamence, and I bought Florges, Metagross, Garchomp, Hydreigon, Cofagrigus, and Rotom Cut. So, I decided to start off with the game with my Garchomp because I pretty much expected either a Diancie lead or a Mew lead because I am sub SD Chomp, meaning that if he does start with Diancie, I can easily substitute on that thing because he has to protect. He wouldn't risk me taking him out with an Earthquake. And if he starts with Mew, he would either Will-O-Wisp or set up Rocks. So I'd start with my Garchomp and go for substitute straight away as he goes for Rocks. Now I can pretty much just go for a Swords Dance as he switches out into a Shaman, and I Dragon Claw him. Bring him down to 10% as he goes for the Dazzling Gleam, breaks my sub, and it reveals he has Life Orb and takes himself out. So he now goes into Diancie and he Mega Evolves. I go for Substitute expecting him to protect, and whoopsie, sorry about that. And he goes straight for the Moonblast. Now, I don't agree with that play at all. Like, I think that was a terrible play, but it did work out for him, so I'm not going to complain about it. But personally, I would have protected there because I had no reason not to go for the Earthquake since Garchomp outspeeds regular Diancie. If you don't know, before on the first turn of Mega Evolving, the Mega Pokemon does not get the speed or the defense or the attack boost that their Mega has, meaning my Garchomp did outspeed his Diancie. And Protect was definitely the best play there because Substitute was an unlikely play for me. So I definitely did not agree with that Moonblast play there, but it worked for him. And the thing is, later in the game, it was revealed that he was Choice Band Salamence, and Garchomp naturally outspeeds Salamence, so I could have potentially 6-0'd him right there if I Earthquaked on his Moonblast, but that was the game, so I couldn't complain about it, so he went for the Moonblast. I have to switch now, I can't just sack my Garchomp like this. Goes into my Metagross, he goes for Moonblast, just 35%, so that looks like modest damage. I decided to just Mega Evolve as he goes for Earth Power and knocks my Metagross out, so I goes into my Cofagrigus. I have to Hidden Power Steel. He goes for a Toxic. I go for a Hidden Power Steel, and we take out the Diancie as he goes into the Rhyperior. No, he goes into a Salamence. So I don't have Will-O-Wisp. I was Trick Room offensive, so I went straight into the Fortress as he went for the Crunch. That crunched it way too much, and that was definitely banded damage. So he goes into Rhyperior as I go for the Wish. Now, I wanted to pass my wish into my Kofag because I can safely get it in at 100% as we mummify his Solid Rock. So, this point in the game, I expect him to switch, not wanting to take a Will-O-Wisp, so I went for the Trick Room, but he actually just stayed and went for the Earthquake. Now, here I made a misplay. Instead of going for the Shadow Ball and getting off damage, what I should have done was go for the Trick Room again, so that Trick Room expires, and there was no longer any Trick Room left, and I would have sacked my Kofag. Because now his Rhyperior is the fastest thing on the field, and I can't really take it out. He goes for a Poison Jab on my Rotom, does not poison thankfully. I go for the Hidden Power Ice and take him out. I went for Hidden Power Ice over Leaf Storm is because I don't want his Salamence coming in for free, so now, if Trick Room wasn't up, I could have easily taken out the Rhyperior and my Rotom would have been at full. So he goes into his Mew and reveals he has Fake Out and takes me out. I go into my Hydreigon. He goes into his Volcanion as I goes for a U-turn expecting a switch. Now I can go into my Garchomp here. He has no reason to stay in. He has a Mew, so I went for the substitute. But he just doesn't really care about his Volcanion anyways and just goes for a Steam Eruption. Now, and since he already revealed that he doesn't really care about his Volcanion, I just went for the Earthquake, got off as much damage as I possibly could, and now he's in range of getting swept by Hydreigon. So I go for the Dark Pulse onto the thing. He goes into the Salamence. I couldn't risk this thing being scarfed, so I had to pull into my my Florges. as he goes for the Dragon Claw. Now I can pretty much just go for the Wish, I believe, as I double into my Hydreigon to get off a Wish, so I won't take any damage. If he Thunder Wave there, that would have been like the end of the game. But now I can basically just spam Dark Pulse. Like I said, I couldn't risk him being Scarf, so I double it back into my uh Flourishes again as he goes for Earthquake and takes me out. So now I know that he is definitely banded because an Earthquake would not have taken Flourishes out, and now I can just win by spamming Dark Pulse. Now he goes into his Mew. That's not going to be helping him. So that is the game against Tin, aka MX King, and we are now undefeated. I believe 7-0. Yeah, I believe this was the week 7 game. Next week we are fighting against San and then San again, so that should be a really fun game. And I think that is it for this match. So hope you enjoyed and see you next time.